everyone first. Is this
That's good.
is this your first visit to Thailand?
Yes, really. I've stopped through Thailand, but this is the first business trip I've made to Thailand. Very happy to be here.
For me, I've been here many times, So basically, I live in Asia Pacific country, even though my office is in U.S. But I've been here many times, including travel for business as well as travel for tour with my family also.
So would you say you are a confirmed fan of my country?
Sorry.
So would you say you are a confirmed fan with my country?
A friend of your country?
Friend, absolutely.
Yes, definitely. I love the cities, like Phuket, those resort area as well as the city here in Bangkok. Definitely.
And I like the shopping here, definitely. That's why you can fly out within 5 minutes. Yeah.
Where would you like to shop in?
In Erawan, just a few steps away. Yes.
So now, if you don't mind, let's get on to CompTIA. First of all, I would like to know who is CompTIA and then what is CompTIA?
Okay. Well, CompTIA is a trade association representing the information tech and communication technology world. So we've been in existence for about 30 years, and probably the primary thing that we do, especially here in Thailand, is we certify people in ICT. So all different kinds of topics around ICT, from entry level to expert level in things like security and networking and cloud and mobility, those kinds of things. So we have 4 major things that the association does. First, obviously, is certification, ICT certifications. We also educate the ICT industry. So companies that play in this space, we help train them and help them learn how to run their businesses better. We also advocate for the industry. So we help with different kinds of legislative laws that are being developed in areas in the U.S., in Europe, with the development of ASEAN. I think there's an interesting opportunity for us to help draw the attention of the people that are putting all the programs of this emerging coalition together to really how ICT can impact the economies, can impact all the kinds of workforce development imperatives that come with that kind of an association. So that's really what we do. We also have a philanthropic part of our association where we spend a lot of time with underserved populations and make sure that they get the education, training, and then certifications to eventually get a job and make for a better life. So that's really, I think, in a nutshell, what we do as an association.
To add to that, also, the certifications that CompTIA has is really, we always emphasize vendor neutral, industrial standard, international standard certification program that we have. And with the 18 certification that we have is really test the skill set, make sure that the skill set of the IT industrials are really can support the future technology. Also, it's not just the current technology, but the future technology, including like cloud computing, mobility. Those are the 2 hot topics. I'm sure that also I understand in Thailand as well as globally around the world, and we do have those certification, vendor neutral, industrial, international standard certification program.
Yeah, it's really important to stress that, the vendor neutrality and the fact that all of our certifications are built by the industry. So they're not just built by CompTIAs. We bring subject matter experts, and we have subject matter experts here in Thailand as well who help build that. And in fact, this week we'll be announcing that we'll have our first exams available in Thai, in native Thai, that we've translated those exams and are going to be able to start delivering those this month. So we're very excited to have that, and it's really as a result of a lot of partnering with the industry for the last 30 years that we can tap into those subject matter experts and have the industry tell us really what has to be certified and how to get people jobs that are meaningful for the different companies that are our membership.
So talk about the partnership, right? This is really the DNA for CompTIA globally as well, and we partner with the commercial training vendors. We partner with academic institutions. We partner with government also to really work with them on the workforce development program around the world. So globally we have 2,000 plus members and also 2,000 plus academic partners around the world, as well as 1,500 what we call the CompTIA authorized partners, which is really focused on the commercial area. And also we have partnership with alliances, partnership with government as well, that the government endorse and support, not just support, but also the funding to provide funding to support students or individuals taking CompTIA international standard exam. So.
CompTIA also have entry level up to master level of certification, so it caters for all levels of certifications in the industry needs.
One other thing to think about too is that as we start to help build the ICT workforce in Thailand, they're really joining a very large group globally because we've certified almost 2 million people in the last 20 years. So this is a large, cadre or fraternity or group of people who they can rely on as other experts and peers and peer learning and peer outreach. There's an ability for them to become a part of the IT pro community, sort of globally, which is really one of the reasons that we're doing this. And it's a big group of people. You've got 2 million people and certifications that are recognized globally as really being the kind of credential that companies want to base their hiring and firing upon. They want to say who's working, who's not, bring people in. They want to recruit people and develop them along that pathway. So it's actually, I think it's we've really gained a lot of, global recognition in the last several years, and I think it's time to expand that here in Southeast Asia.
Thank you for that.
Next question. We would now like to ask you why you are interested in Thai market.
Well, let me.
We have the Thai regional VP here.
So there are lots of opportunity in Thailand, and we know that there are demands into this market. So we are venturing into this, to help the Thai to expand. We also know that Thailand is very competitive in the ASEAN, and so we would like to be part of that to certify more Thai people to be able to compete in the ASEAN and also globally.
And I think that there's also another really key initiative that the ASEAN country is driving, called ASEAN 2015, right? Which is really, I understand that it's all the ASEAN countries get together and really would like to see how they can better serve the different countries, share the build the economy, into more digital age, moving forward as well. And one of the key component in there, key initiative in there, is really the human capital development, which is where CompTIA is the expert on that, and we can definitely help Thailand in terms of building a better ICT skill set, to be more competitive in the global marketplace. And it's not just for the local Thai also, but it's really help the Thai individuals, to have the skill set so that they can work in other countries around the world too. One of the things I understand is that, a lot of Thai people are also going out to other countries to work and to earn the earning and come back to the country, to support the family here as well. And this is where CompTIA certification and skill development program can help Thai people, individual, to have the skill set so that they can work, anywhere around the world with the same international standard skill set also, because our certification definitely is transportable from one country to another. And corporate global companies like HP, like Apple, they require CompTIA certified professionals around the world. So that's something that we believe that we can help. And also definitely, what I see the growth potential is definitely in this part of the world, business growth potential, is in Southeast Asia and also the overall Asia. And I myself believe that Thailand is part of the growth, countries moving forward as well.
No, and I think the change in computing and how we're doing, how we're delivering computing services, going to the cloud, and everybody accessing through mobile application, mobile devices such as yours there. It's extremely important that you have a dynamic global approach to that, that the standards that are coming from the large vendors around the world, how they're being implemented in different countries around the world. Most big companies, especially those that are serving up cloud applications, operate on a global basis. And so you have to have credentials that are globally recognized. And that's really one of the differences that we bring. There are a lot of countries that do small ones, and they support their own. But we really believe that the economy around the world is becoming very homogenous, and people are starting to recognize that they have to operate on a global basis, even at the skills level.
Okay, could you tell me what type of market you will be aiming for here in Thailand?
I can tell you what I think, and we'll see if I'm right. Go ahead.
Yes. It will be from the academic market, where the students will be trained and be certified, and then also to the enterprise, where the corporate will be able to use the skillful graduate and the students to be able to change and make more progress into the industry. And we also will be we like to work with the government, where the government will support this initiative, and also we are going into more of what the market industry needs.
Correct.
So here's my next question. It's about promotion. How would you see CompTIA being promoted here in Thailand?
So let me take this one. One of the things that exactly what we are doing here, and we're going to talk to the media, we're going to talk to the online social media. I mean, that's the trend, in Thailand, also in many parts of the world, to really talk about the values of CompTIA certification, how that impact individual enterprises and government as well. So this is one of the things. The other things that we have also, we have just assigned education consultant, and to be here, stationed here in Bangkok, in supporting the government, enterprise, and also academic institution. Definitely one of the main objective why we're putting a person here, Charles, is that to really go out and talk to different enterprises, government, and academic institutions to really promote CompTIA brand and awareness, in this marketplace as well. So we use online media as well as personal touch, one-on-one type of touch to promote CompTIA certification program, and also promote CompTIA membership in this part of the world.
We make trips like this about 6 or 7 times a year, so I tend to travel around the world all the time. And one of the primary reasons is to spend time face to face with the leaders of both academia, of the government, and as well as the enterprise, the corporate side. And you really have to kind of sit toe to toe with people to explain really the value of a fully certified workforce and how that can improve their business, and that when they invest in that, they retain their best talent, whether it's at the country level, keeping people in the country, or being able to attract new business to the country, or at the corporate level, that if they invest in their people, all the data shows that people tend to stay where companies invest in them. So it's a message that we constantly are repeating, and we have to take it to the heads of industry, to the heads of government, and the school systems, the universities that we've met with on this trip, and it's something we're going to continue to do. It's just the way we have to run this association. We're not a huge global advertising company that we can go put magazine ads in every single magazine. So it really has to be a personal message. And as Dennis said, really leveraging social media and online as much as we can. But at some point, you really have to be able to describe the message a little more deeply.
And also, one of the reasons why we working with partners also is we have joint marketing program, promotion program, sales program, jointly together with our authorized partners in Thailand as well.
Okay, that sounds good. Now, regarding support systems, what will be the main sources of support for CompTIA in Thailand?
Like what Dennis has said earlier, we already placed a consultant here to support the Thai market, and our consultants speak English, Thai, Malay, and all other languages. So this is one of the good support that we place in Thailand at this moment. So looking forward, we will see that there are more opportunity, and then we will place in more support.
But also Charles, our education consultant here, is not alone, by himself. He's being supported by the partner, a network of partner as well as Jean, myself, and Terry, and also a whole team of product development, product support, certification support, operation support team in our HQ corporate office in Chicago as well. So we have really backline support, and through the escalation chain as well. So a team of people that Terry has in Chicago and in other part of the world.
Yeah, we've got a tremendous back office, as they call it, support that everybody can attach to online and be able to pull down all kinds of information. As Dennis and Jean have said, we've invested here in the country. We also have a very well-developed partner program of what we call CompTIA authorized partners, CAP partners. And we've got CAP partners that we're establishing here in Thailand. And as we launch these the Thai exams, I suspect there will be more and more CAP partners wanting to come to Thailand and take advantage of the fact that they can give exams here, that those CAP partners can offer training and education support, so they can sell books and curriculum and all those kinds of things. So the whole support web just sort of grows as we enter a country like this, and so I think you'll see it advance and multiply very rapidly.
Okay, let's say, what's next for CompTIA and what's your future plan?
Well, a couple of the things, obviously just coming into the country and translating our exams is a big investment on our part. And we've got a couple of our CAP partners translating education and training materials into Thai as well. So first and foremost, let's establish and really get things that are most important to the Thai ICT workforce up and running. Get people starting to move to IT fundamentals, to A+, to Network+, Security+, and get those fundamental, as we call them, the base of the pyramid, in place in solid volume. Obviously, to do that, we have to train instructors. So we've got a program called CTT+, which we're going to be working with a number of different institutions to make sure that their trainers get certified as well on how to handle technology in a classroom and do those kinds of things. So once you have that base, we're very encouraged that especially across Asia, the mobile broadband connections and things like that are huge, and so mobility and cloud computing tends to be taking off at a very, very quick rate, and so those are two new certifications that will be coming out in the next 12 months. Of course, they'll be in beta test within only a few months from now, so we expect that we'll get a lot of uptake in Thailand on some of those new exams as well.
Okay. May I ask you, what are you hoping for as an expected outcome from your meeting with ICT Ministry tomorrow?
Well, one of the things that, as I mentioned earlier, we definitely would like to work with different government bodies, agency, including in this case that we would like to build a better alliance with Ministry of ICT to really help on the country workforce development, area to elevate the IT skill set, for the Thailand population, so that they are more competitive in the marketplace. So we are talking to them on the same things that we talk to many other countries, government bodies as well, to adopt and endorse the international standard vendor neutral certification program around the world, in Thailand as well.
Yeah, really getting us embedded in programs where we can help. That's really why we speak to the ministries. They tend to be able to set the top of the pyramid and it all trickles from there. So if they understand the value that we bring, it makes our job getting it to all the schools, and whether it's career education, vocational education, universities, there's a place for CompTIA in all of them. And it starts with understanding at the top.
And one of the things that we've been very successful in working with other country government body is to have our education consultant, around the world, really to help map the CompTIA certification program into the overall skill frameworks of the country, so that in each different job roles, there's a skill development program as well as certification program to validate the skill set of the individual in the country. So that's just something that we want to support the Ministry of ICT in Thailand for doing that, so that to ensure future the ICT skill set in the country met up with the international standard.
As we have a lot of companies doing a similar thing here in Thailand, what are the benefits of companies here in Thailand doing business with CompTIA?
Well, CompTIA is a global standard. That's probably the biggest difference to companies that standards or credentials that are being built for an individual country or for a small geography, is that we really view ICT as a global economy, as a global industry. And so having a global standard, and one that has the recognition of thousands of employers around the world, I think is a big difference. And that's one of the things that we can't grow really fast enough to try to get to all the countries that would like to participate with CompTIA. So that's, I think it really shows that the companies involved, the governments and the school systems involved recognize that really CompTIA is a proven route to a job. And that's really the impact we're trying to have, whether it's people entering the ICT workforce or it's people that are growing their careers at the top end. And that it can happen with local certifications, local credentials, they help. But ours is an ISO accredited, very well regarded credential that I think really garners the respect of the employers and certainly the departments and ministries of labor around the world, and that's really why we do it, why we continue to invest in it.
I think another thing that, as what Terry mentioned, one of the benefits is really the language, right? We have the Thai CompTIA A+ certification program and also the training program that both going to be in Thai language. So what we always say is that CompTIA do understand the local country requirement, and that's why we invest in there. And also we have a local folks, a person that really can speak Thai, know the local culture, and also so we are kind of like what I'm always say is we got a local touch, and then with a global flavor as well. So that's why I think the company, I would definitely advise companies to work with CompTIA, in that respect.
Okay, we are nearly finished now. There's 2 more questions to go. At present, do you have any representation here in Thailand?
Representation? Yes, we do. We have, I just mentioned, we have Charles Singh, who is our education consultant, subject matter expert. We always call it. He's been supporting CompTIA actually for more than 10 years. in Thailand, and he's been working with our partners, and also academic institutions in the past years already. So we are expanding. We are really expanding our coverage here in Thailand.
What's next country do you plan to promote CompTIA?
You're taking your area where you're going.
Okay, let me try the Asia Pacific first.
Indonesia.
Yeah. So definitely we are looking at emerging countries, the developing countries in Asia Pacific. We've been in countries like Japan, Korea, India, China, but we're looking at Southeast Asia countries, Asian countries, very seriously right now. One of the steps that we are taking is Thailand. And then we are working also right now, Jean is working on the partnership in Indonesia. Vietnam is another target countries that we definitely would like to work with. Again, the enterprise, the local government body. Sri Lanka is another country that we would like to see having introduce CompTIA certification program in those countries as well. So those are the key countries that we are going to focus on in the coming year in 2013 to grow. Of course, beyond that, we also would like to go into countries like Myanmar, those really new countries that open up market, right now as well. Globally, I think that there's many other countries in Southeast Asia.
Yes, we've been pushing outside of Southeast Asia. We've been pushing into the Middle East, more deeply Eastern Europe. So we've expanded into Romania, Bulgaria, Turkey, the Czech Republic. We're doing some things in Russia. We've just opened an office in Dubai. So we've got representation there and are pushing really across the Middle East fairly quickly. We've also expanded in Latin America. So this is a very global operation that we're running right now, and starting to see some of the fruits of all this hard work. It takes a while to get that message out there, but it's starting to take hold, and we're very encouraged about being here in Thailand. That we think there's a tremendous opportunity for us here. We've got great representation in Charles, and we're very excited to really get things underway here.
Can I just have one more question? And just to finish with this one, can you tell me why you signed an MOU with IMUTSB?
RMUTSB has been very supportive of CompTIA, and at this moment they only have one at the location, so we are signing the MOU to have more locations, including the 4 other locations that RMUTSB has. And at the same time, because RMUTSB has been investing into a lab that they will be training engineers and technicians to repair the 1 million tablets that the Thai government has given to the school children, and we would like to work with RMUTSB to be able to have CompTIA to train up the skillful technicians and engineers to be able to repair the tablets, and moving forward we're going to have RMUTSB as one of the key partners that we have in Thailand.
This is great. Is there anything else you want to promote CompTIA in Thailand?
I think we've gotten our message across. This is a global standard that really helps a workforce develop in ICT, and I think that's the biggest message, and we help at all the different levels. So I think if people want to take a good look at a global credential that really spans all the topics of information and communication technology, I think that's something that if you could help us get that message out there, we very much appreciate it.
And definitely, our CompTIA core competencies is really on the skill certification and skill development program. We would like to focus on that. No other things that we want to do in Thailand, and that's the message I want to send to the overall public, to enterprise, to the government, as well as to the academic institution. Our core focus is skill, international standard, vendor neutral skill certification and skill development program. That's our expertise. That's what we want to continue to develop with multiple countries around the world.
And we also very committed to Thailand. That's why I think we will be the first vendor ever to translate our SM into Thai language. So that shows that how much support and we have for Thailand, and we really hope that by doing this, and we will grow to have other SM to be translated in Thai as well in the future.
Thank you. We appreciate the time.
ทางอาจารย์มีแผนโปรโมทCompTIA ในประเทศไทยแบบไหนยังไงอะคะ
โอเคอาจารย์ทำCompTIAมาประมาณ15 ปีแล้วตั้งแต่รุ่นดอสเลยอ่ะรู้เกิดอะไรอย่างนี้เนาะไม่รู้นะแต่ว่าทันนะโอเคอ๋อยังแล้วก็คราวนี้อาจารย์เพิ่งมาทำCompTIAทำมาประมาณ10 กว่าปีแล้วสอนเกี่ยวกับวิชาตลอดและคราวนี้CompTIAเขาอยากจะมาทำประเทศไทยตอนมาทำประเทศไทยอาจารย์ก็บอกว่าถ้าจะมาทำประเทศไทยเป้าหมายของไทยก็คือต้อง localize ในภาษาไทยเพราะเด็กไทยถามว่า grammar เก่งๆแต่ว่าถ้าจะไปทำข้อสอบแล้วก็เรียนในภาษาอังกฤษลำบากก็ถึงว่าCompTIAเขามาลงทุนในประเทศไทยมาแปลทุกอย่างแปลข้อสอบในประเทศไทยแล้วก็หนังสือทุกอย่างจากประเทศไทยเหมือนกันก็หวังว่าcertification ของCompTIAน่าจะไปในหลักสูตรหนึ่งของมหาลัยหรือว่าในเอกชนก็ได้หรือว่าในรัฐบาลก็ได้นะครับเพราะอาเซียนกำลังมาอยู่ก็มันเป็นโอกาสที่ดีที่อาจารย์คิดว่าเอา certification international มาเป็น globalization ของอาเซียนภายในก่อนปี 2015 เนาะ
ค่ะแล้วในส่วนของCompTIAค่ะจะมีเป็นการเทรนนิ่งให้ด้วยไหมคะหรือว่าจะมีแค่เป็นการสอบเพื่อได้รับ certificate
แน่นอนต้องมีเทรนนิ่งครับคราวนี้เทรนนิ่งคืออันดับแรกก็คือต้องทำเป็น CAP Academy เหมือนที่ Terry ชอตกับจิมเขาบอกว่ามันก็ต้องมีคนอาจจะมีพาร์ทเนอร์ที่มาแรกๆอาจจะต้องถ้าอาจารย์จะช่วยก็ช่วยเทรนเนอร์ให้หรือว่าให้บริษัททั้งหลายที่เป็น member ไปเทรนเนอร์แล้วก็เขาก็ไปเทรนต่อแน่นอนก็ต้องเทรนครับถ้าไม่เทรนจะลำบากมากแต่ว่าคราวนี้CompTIAก็ต้องคิดวิธีว่าจะเอาอาจารย์จากมหาลัยกับองค์กรเนี่ยคือCompTIAต้องสนับสนุนอยู่แล้วให้เทรนเนอร์แล้วก็ให้เขาไปเทรนต่อเสร็จแล้วก็ได้สอบเสร็จแล้วก็หวังว่าถ้าอยากจะมาเรียนก็ได้นะมาเรียนCompTIAก็โอเคนะเป็น IT fundamentals ดีมาก
ไปเซอร์ที่ด้านนี่เป็นภาษาไทยหรือว่าภาษาอังกฤษครับ
ไปเซอร์เป็นภาษาอังกฤษแล้วไปเซอร์สอบภาษาไทยนะมันจะเป็นข้อเขียนในภาษาไทยแต่ว่าใบเซอร์นี่ก็จะเป็นCompTIA A+ เป็น globalization หรือ recognize ไม่ใช่แค่ประเทศไทยอย่างเดียวแค่ว่าข้อสอบไปได้ที่มันเป็นภาษาอังกฤษแต่ว่าจะให้เด็กไทยเพราะว่าปัญหามันคือข้อสอบนี่มันจะมี90ข้อสอบภายใน1 ชั่วโมงครึ่งและที่อาจารย์เห็นสังเกตว่าเด็กไทยตอนอ่านภาษาไทยเนี่ยนาทีละข้อเนี่ยมันแบบเยอะไปบางครั้งก็เดาเอาอาจารย์ก็บอกอย่างนี้ดีกว่าให้แบบว่าก็ทุกอย่างทักษะ IT ทุกอย่างจะเป็นในภาษาไทยแค่ว่าเปลี่ยนความหมายแค่ว่าเกณฑ์ translate ภาษาอังกฤษเป็นภาษาไทยแต่ว่าทักษะ IT ก็ต้องเป็นในภาษาอังกฤษ
อาจารย์คิดว่าcertificate ของCompTIAนะดีกว่าcertificate อื่นหรือว่ามีจุดเด่นแบบไหนยังไงคะ
คำถามที่ดีมาก I have asked you she asked you a very good question she said what's the difference what's how CompTIA certification is better than other certification I said let my director answer it it's a good question what do you think Jean since you are the director of Southeast Asia what do you feel
Actually, CompTIA certification is a vendor neutral. That means when you are certified in CompTIA, you'll be able to apply your skill in different platforms. It's like getting a driving license first. Then you decide you want to drive Ferrari, BMW, or you want to drive Toyota. So this is the basic of certification. It's a vendor neutral. You get yourself a license, get yourself a CompTIA certification. Then you decide to join which vendor. So yeah, that's the difference.
Very good answer เดี๋ยวอาจารย์ขอเพิ่มเติมที่คุณจีนเขาอธิบายก็คือเดี๋ยวอาจารย์จะให้ certification roadmap CompTIA อย่างนี้มันเป็น vendor neutral แบบ Microsoft จะเป็นค่าย Microsoft Cisco เป็นค่าย Cisco แล้วก็ Security เป็นค่ายของเขาเองแต่ว่า CompTIA นี้อย่างนึงดีคือ Microsoft Cisco หรืออะไรก็รับ certification ของ CompTIA นี่คือคุณสอบ CompTIA นี้คุณถ้าสอบจาก CompTIA นี้คุณจะไปต่อ Microsoft ไปต่อ Cisco ไปต่อ Security อะไรก็ได้อย่างนี้ก็คือแต่ว่าCompTIAแบบไม่ใช่ไปในค่ายเดียวนะไม่ใช่เฟเวอร์ใครแบบเฟเวอร์ทุกคนหรือว่าเป็นตรงกลางคือ แล้วก็ CompTIA นี่ก็ไปจับมือกับ Microsoft จับมือกับ Cisco บอกว่า certification ของ CompTIA นี่เป็นทางนะถ้าใครสอบขอให้เขามีโอกาสไปต่อที่มันเป็นอย่างนั้นดีคือแบบใครอยากจะแบบแรกๆจะคิดว่าอนาคตจะไปค่ายไหนดียังไม่รู้ก็มาสอบ CompTIA ก่อน CompTIA เสร็จปุ๊บอย่างเงี้ยก็คิดแล้วกันว่าโอเคเบสิกคุณแข็งแล้วจะไปในด้านไหนต่อก็ไปได้อย่างนี้เป็นข้อดีของ CompTIA
มีความคาดหวังไงกับการโปรโมทCompTIAในประเทศไทยในระยะสั้นๆเนี่ยค่ะ
โอเคเดี๋ยวอาจารย์จะซะก่อนมันเป็นคำถามที่ดีนะแต่ว่าก็รู้ว่าตอนนี้ค่ายขาย certification นี้มาในประเทศไทยนี้จะมาขาย certification ถามว่ายากมันก็ยากทุกองค์กรเขากำลังมุ่งมั่นในตลาดเดียวกันอยู่คราวนี้ที่ CompTIA ก็ต้องทำก็คืออันดับแรกก็คือพยายามหา members มาเยอะพยายาม marketing ให้เขารู้ว่า CompTIA นี่มันคืออะไรทำไมบอกว่าใครสอบ CompTIA นี้certification เข้าในเมื่ออาเซียนจะมานี่จะไปทั่วโลกถ้าเขาจะไปทำงานที่ไหนหรือว่าไปสมัครงานที่ไหนก็ได้อาจจะที่อาจารย์ต้องทำก็คือต้องไปแหล่งพวกทำงานในบริษัทให้เขารู้ว่า certification ความยากที่เป็นยังไงก็คือถ้าใครจบ CompTIA เนี่ยอาจจะเขาได้งานทำในบริษัทอื่นก็คือมันก็ต้องเป็นการ marketing ระยะสั้นกับระยะยาวที่อาจารย์ต้องทำถามว่าเหนื่อยมันก็เหนื่อยนะแต่เราก็พยายามก็ต้องให้สื่อพยายามช่วยโปรโมทให้หน่อยแล้วก็ถ้ามีอะไรก็อยากจะรู้รายงานเรื่องดีเทลพวกเทคนิคก็ทำได้ครับเดี๋ยวผมจะพยายามถามจีนว่าเขาคิดยังไงWhat do you think of CompTIA's potential scope for the future? How are your marketing strategy going to be in this market? How are you going to be able to promote it? How are you going to gain acceptance that it is a certification that people really want?
Okay, so by translate the A+ into Thai is one of the promotions or support that we actually have invested into Thailand. So we are a non-profit association, so we are not here to do a lot of big promotion, but we definitely want to support the industry and to grow with the industry to be able to supply skilled workers into the industry in the futures, into the workforce, helping the workforce to be skillful when they go into the industry for a job. So if you were to go into other countries like US or in other developed countries, you will see that a person without an A+ will not be able to service your computer or your notebook because when we go for a doctor, we go for those doctors that is certified, and to operate on someone. But when it comes to the computer or notebook, most of the time in our region, we don't really do that. So we just pass a notebook to someone that we are not sure they are certified or not to operate or to repair our PC, right? So in future, we hope to change this trend. So we hope to change the people mindset that when they pass a notebook to someone, it has to be skillful enough to operate and repair. And in the end, it makes your notebook better and not spoil it or make it worse. So it has to be certified in order to operate on our notebook, PC or server. So that is the trend that we hope to be able to do it in Thailand as well in the future. Yeah, where it has been practiced many years in other countries like the US. Not certified, you are not allowed to open or operate on to repair someone's notebook. But it doesn't happen in our region, in ASEAN at this moment. They are certified or not certified. At this moment, we don't really check or we do not have actually the expertise or to actually go into this. We just pass it and we hope that when we get back our notebook, it's much better, it's not worse. See? So we hope to change that mindset in the future. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thanks for your time.
Yeah.
And please promote CompTIA. ขอบคุณมากนะครับ สวัสดีครับ
Thank you so much.